The escape pod crashed hard. Metal tore through trees as it slammed into the ground, kicking up smoke and fire. Birds screamed and flew from the trees. Everything went silent after that, except for the slow creaking of broken metal and the sharp slit breaths of a man inside. Marcus Ray opened his eyes. Blood ran down his forehead. His arm was broken. His ship was gone. His team was dead. He was alone, and worse, he was on Grathernine. People called it many names. The Wild Hell, the Green Grave, but most feared name was the Forest of Death. No human who crashed here ever came back, not one. Marcus coughed and pulled himself out of the wreckage. His combat suit was damaged. His weapons useless. Only a short knife was still working. Round him were giant trees with black bark and glowing vines. The ground moved like it breathed. He whispered to himself, "Stay alive. One day, just survive one day." Then the growl came, low, deep, like it came from the earth itself. Marcus froze. He had heard that kind of sound before on war worlds, in dark jungles, but nothing ever made his spine go cold like this. He wasn't alone. Something ... Something was watching him. 12 hours earlier, the command ship had been under attack. Pirates no, worse, slavers. They blasted the engines. The only option was to eject. Marcus had stayed back to help others. But the blast wave had thrown his pod into deep orbit. He had fallen, unconscious, into the forest of death. Now Marcus limped through the jungle. He had to find high ground, shelter, water. But this forest was alive in a different way. Trees whispered, vines moved. With 6 legs and glowing eyes followed him silently. The air smelled sweet but wrong. It's like rotting fruit and burnt meat. He found a small cliff and climbed it. Teeth gritted through the pain. From the top, he saw it, a shadow long, smooth, fast-moving between the trees below. It was huge. Nearly 4 meters tall, dark gray skin with deep cuts. Its eyes glowed orange. 4 arms, 2 legs, long tail, and sharp, jagged teeth. Single quotes are you. Marcus had read about it once. A deadly apex predator. There's no known weakness. It didn't just hunt, it played with prey before killing it, and now it had smelled him. Marcus sat back, trying to breathe silently. His arm throbbed. His knife felt like a toy. He had no hope in a fight, but maybe he didn't have to fight. Night fell quickly. The forest came alive with strange lights. Insects buzzed. Strange growls echoed from every direction. Marcus found a small cave to rest in. He took out a flare, only one left. He stared at it. If I light this, someone might see it. But something else will too. Suddenly the sound of branches snapping echoed nearby. It was close. He held his breath, knife ready. Then he saw the eyes, glowing orange. Watching from the darkness, single quotes, are you? It stepped closer. Marcus should have screamed. Should have run. But he didn't. He did something ... strange. He talked. "I'm not here to fight," he said. Calm voice, slow. The beast tilted its head, confused. "I'm not your enemy," Marcus said again. "You kill me, you get nothing." "But I can help you," Corral growled low. A warning. Marcus pulled out a small food bar. He unwrapped it slowly, showing every move. He placed it on the ground. The predator didn't move. Its eyes locked on his. "I know pain," Marcus whispered. "I lost everything. Maybe ... you did too." Long silence, then ... Corral stepped forward, sniffed the food, and ate it. Marcus didn't move, didn't speak, just watched. The predator looked at him again, so close now he could hear its breath. It roared, but not at him. It turned fast and disappeared into the trees. Marcus sat frozen, sweating, shaking. Then he saw them, eyes in the darkness. Smaller, faster, with spears. Other creatures not as big as quotes are you? But hunting as a group, they had been watching too. And quotes, are you? Had scared them off. Marcus smiled weakly. Maybe. ... Just maybe. I'm not dead yet. Ending hook. High in the trees, Carell watched the human from a distance. It had never seen prey behave like this. No fear. No begging. Just calm words and strange actions. This human was different. It licked its teeth slowly. Tomorrow it would. Return to watch, to test, to learn. The sun rose behind thick clouds. Red light poured through the trees. Fog hung low over the ground. Marcus Ray opened his eyes slowly. He had barely slept. His body harped. His broken arm was wrapped with his torn shirt. His knife rested beside him, but his eyes searched the trees. Was it a dream? No. He remembered the glowing eyes. He remembered the beast that stood in front of him. Carell, the hunter of hunters. The apex predator of this jungle. And it had not killed him. In fact, it had saved him. Marcus sat up, listening. Every sound in the forest was strange. He tried to eat a small ration bar but stopped when a deep, rumbling growl echoed again. It was back. The return from between the thick vines. Carell stepped forward, slow, powerful, quiet. Marcus froze. But this time, he didn't feel fear. Not like before. Something had changed. The beast walked closer. No rush, no attack. It stood just 5 meters away. Marcus held up his hands. I remember you, he said calmly. You didn't kill me, Carell? Blinked slowly. Its tail swayed behind it. It didn't move. I don't want to fight, Marcus added. You're strong. You rule this place. I get it. Still nothing, then. Marcus tried something strange. He made the same low growl Carell had made yesterday. The predator's ears twitched. Its head tilted. Marcus did it again, lower this time. Carell stepped closer. Marcus thought, is this working? Test suddenly, Carell lunged forward. Not to attack, but to scare. Marcus didn't move. He stood still, chest rising and falling. Carell stopped only inches from his face. Its breath was hot. Its eyes glowed like fire. Then it growled again, a different tone, shorter, almost like a question. Marcus copied it. The creature stepped back, sat down. It was testing him, learning him, maybe even listening. A strange connection over the next hour. Marcus made small sounds. Copies of Carell S. He watched how it moved, how it reacted. When he growled high, it growled low. When he mimicked its head tilt, it stared harder. He took slow steps toward a nearby tree. The predator followed, keeping the same distance. Marcus placed a small piece of food on the ground. Another ration bar. Carell didn't eat it right away. It waited. Watching Marcus stepped back. Only then did Carell walk forward and take it, but it didn't just eat. It looked at Marcus while chewing, like it was trying to understand him. Nightfall again that night. Marcus made a fire. It was small, careful. The smoke rose gently. He sat by it, his arm wrapped better now, and pulled out a small audio recorder. He whispered into it. Day 2. I've made contact with something I shouldn't be alive to talk about. It's intelligent. I don't know how, but it's watching me, testing me. He looked up and saw glowing eyes again near the firelight. But still in the trees, Carell was watching from above. I don't think it sees me as prey anymore, Marcus said softly. Maybe. It's trying to see what I am. He threw another piece of meat toward the trees. A long arm reached out from the dark and took it. Marcus smiled. This time, he fed the predator. The real danger suddenly. A sharp sound pierced the night metal scraping. Then a flash of movement in the trees. Marcus stood fast, knife in hand. Carell growled not at Marcus, but at the forest. Then Marcus saw them. Hunters. Alien ones. Smaller than Carell, but faster. Gray skin, long claws, spears made of bone. Moved around the fire. Hissing, Marcus backed away. Carell dropped down from the trees like thunder. One alien jumped at Marcus. He ducked, stabbed it in the side. Carell ripped another in half. Together, man and beast fought. It was messy, loud, brutal. But they won. 5 hunters dead, Carell roared into the night. Sky and Marcus stood beside it, breathing hard. He looked up at the beast and whispered, "We're not so different, are we?" Carell looked down, ... and didn't growl. Ending hook. As the forest grew quiet again, Carell began walking, but it stopped and looked back. It waited. Marcus limped forward and followed. The predator was no longer hunting him. Now it was leading him somewhere. Where? Marcus didn't know, but he would go. And the jungle was watching. The jungle air was thick, heavy with moisture. Every leaf dripped with water. Strange birds sang warnings from the trees. Marcus Ray followed slowly behind the creature that had once hunted him. Ka, UL, the apex predator of GRATH-9. It walked, ahead with long, silent steps. Its tail moved like a whip. 4 arms, strong and scarred, parted the thick vines with ease. Marcus had to crawl and duck just to keep up. His broken arm still ached, but he didn't complain, didn't speak. Just followed, because for some reason, Carell had let him live. And now, it was leading him somewhere. The path of the beasts for hours, they moved through thick jungle. The deeper they went, the quieter it became. No more birds, no more buzzing insects. Even the wind had stopped. It felt like the forest itself was holding its breath. Then Carell stopped. It growled low, not in anger, but like a warning. Marcus crouched behind it. He peered through the leaves. Ahead he saw it, a metal trap, half buried in the ground, sharp teeth, old tech. Human-made. Marcus gasped. "Someone's been hunting you." Carell looked at him, and for the first time Marcus felt something. Not hate, not anger. Sadness. Saving the predator suddenly. Another trap snapped shut nearby. Carell roared in pain. Its back leg was caught. Sharp metal cut deep into flesh. Marcus ran forward without thinking. "Hold still," rushing to. The beast sighed. Carell swung one arm at him in panic. The claws missed by inches, but Marcus didn't stop. He dropped to his knees, pulled out his knife, and started prying open the trap. Blood poured out. The metal creaked. Carell snarled but didn't strike. After a few seconds, Marcus opened it wide enough. Carell limped free. Marcus stepped back, panting. He expected an attack. A scream, a death blow. But Carell just stood there, bleeding and watching him, then slowly sat down. It trusted him. Shelter in the dark, Marcus built a fire nearby. Carell lay under a rock ledge, licking its wound. Its breathing was heavy. Marcus spoke softly. "That could have killed you. Those traps are old. Maybe from another crash. Or maybe someone's still here." Jarrell's eyes half closed. It didn't move. Marcus walked closer, slowly. He reached out and touched the beast's shoulder. Rough skin, hot to the touch, muscles tight. Carell didn't flinch. They sat in silence for a long time. The fire cracked. Marcus whispered, "You saved me. Now I saved you. Guess we're even now." Trust grows the next morning. Carell stood again, limping but strong. Marcus helped wrap the wound with some bandages from his emergency kit. He shared dried food. Carell sniffed it, growled, then ate it with one long bite. They traveled again, this time slower, and something changed. Carell didn't walk ahead anymore. It walked beside Marcus, like a pack, like a team, when other small predators came near. Carell scared them off. When Marcus needed water, Carell led him to a clean stream. He washed his face and laughed. "You really are helping me, huh?" Carell didn't respond, but it didn't walk away either. A shared hunt that afternoon. Carell stopped, its eyes focused ahead. Then it sprinted forward. Marcus followed. Slower but curious. Through the trees, he saw a large creature, 6-legged. With red scales, it had spotted Marcus and was charging fast. Marcus raised his knife, but Carell leapt from above, like a falling shadow, and slammed into it. The fight was short. Carell tore the beast down with teeth and claws. Marcus just watched, amazed. After it was done, Carell dragged the kill toward Marcus, and then it waited. It didn't eat. It waited for Marcus to take the first bite. Marcus understood. He knelt down, sliced a piece, cooked it quickly over fire. He handed a part two, 'cause single quotes are you. The bond was real now. Ending hook. Later that night, as stars filled the sky, Carell stood and sniffed the air. Then it growled, loud and deep. Marcus stood quickly. What is it? Carell turned its head toward the jungle's edge. There in the darkness, red lights blinked eyes. Many of them. Something was coming. Not animals, not predators, but machines. And not just any machines, hunters with weapons. With scanners? They weren't hunting call-ups, are you? They were hunting both of them. And this time, there would be no running. Red lights blinked in the trees. Not natural, not animal machines. Drones, they hovered above the jungle, scanning the ground. With soft buzzing sounds, Marcus Ray crouched low behind a thick root, breathing slowly. His heart pounded. Beside him, the great beast Carell stood still, muscles tight. Eyes locked on the sky. Both hunter and human knew they were being hunted now, new enemies. Loud thud echoed through the jungle. Then another, and another. Figures dropped from the sky, 6 of them. Heavy boots crushed the vines. Their armor was silver, scratched by battles. Red visors glowed under their helmets. Alien raiders, bounty hunters. Their leader stepped forward. Tall blue skin, his voice cracked like thunder. Scan confirms target. Carell, high-value predator. Bonus if captured alive. Another soldier laughed. And look at this bonus meat. A human didn't expect that. Should be fun. Marcus gritted his teeth. He looked at comics. They were outnumbered, outgunned, but not helpless. The bait the raiders moved. Fast, too fast. Smoke grenades dropped. Loud bangs rang out. Carell roared and leaped into the trees. The hunters fired stun rounds. One hit Carell's leg. It howled in pain. Marcus was caught. They dragged him to the center clearing. Blood dripped from his lip. They chained his arms and stood around him, laughing. You'll make good bait, one said. The beast won't leave its pet. Marcus spat. You're making a mistake. No, you did, by crashing here. You tied him to a tree, weapons ready, waiting for Carell to return. They didn't wait long. The shadow strikes from the darkness. Oh, something moved. Fast, silent. One by one, the red lights on the hunters' suits flickered. Dot. Then died. A head rolled into the clearing. Screams. Followed, Carell dropped from the trees with a roar that shook the air. Claws flashed, teeth tore. The hunters fired. But Carell moved like smoke. In seconds, 2 more were down. Marcus broke free. Using a sharp rock hidden near his leg, he grabbed a stun baton from a fallen raider. Another enemy turned toward him too late. Marcus slammed the baton into his neck. The hunter dropped. Only 2 were left now. They ran. Big mistake. Carell chased. What came next was fast and brutal. When it was over, forest was quiet. Blood covered the vines. The price of survival? Carell limped back toward Marcus. Its side was burned. One eye was bleeding. Marcus rushed. Forward, hold still, he whispered. I'll fix you. He used everything he had. Left traps, cool gel, even some fire to clean the wound. Carell growled in pain but didn't stop him. Marcus sat beside it when he was done. He looked at the fallen soldiers. They weren't just hunting you. They wanted something else. He picked up a small device from the leader's belt. A holomap flashed to life. Signal beacon, something was buried deep in the jungle. Something powerful, and Marcus knew this wasn't over. A step closer that night. Marcus and Carell didn't sleep. They stayed near the fire, backs against a tree, eyes watching the dark. Marcus whispered, they'll send more, bigger teams, maybe even whole armies. Carell looked at him with tired eyes. Then slowly, it nudged its head against Marcus's shoulder. Like thanks. Like trust. Marcus smiled weakly. Yeah, I got your back too. Ending hook. The next morning, Corell led Marcus deep into the jungle past rivers and rocks, into a place where even sunlight feared to enter. There, hidden under vines and stone, was something strange, a giant metal door. Covered in alien writing, Corell stepped aside, letting Marcus see it fully. The human touched the surface and, the door lit up. Words appeared on a screen. Welcome, Terran DNA confirmed. Access granted. Corell growled softly. The jungle had secrets, and now they had found the heart of it. The metal door slowly opened with a deep, echoing sound. Marcus Ray stepped back as steam hissed out. Kirill, the predator, stood beside him, watchful, tense, ready to fight if needed, but nothing attacked. Instead, a soft blue light glowed from inside the ancient place. They had found something. Old, something forgotten, and it was human-made. The hidden chamber. Marcus stepped through the door. The floor was metal, cracked with age. Lights blinked faintly along. The walls, a voice spoke from hidden speakers. Welcome. Bioscan complete. Marcus Ray. Last connection. Terran Command 2, 24 years ago. Marcus frowned. This place, it's older than I thought. Kirill growled low, sniffing the air. It didn't trust the place. The walls, the lights, the hum of machines. It was all unnatural to it, but it followed Marcus inside. In the center of the chamber was a raised platform, a round table. On it sat a small black cube. Marcus reached for it. The moment he touched it, a hologram burst to life. A human woman appeared. Gray hair. Military uniform. If you're seeing this, it means we failed. Grathernine was meant to be a research outpost. We tried to control the wildlife. Failed. The AI we built turned against us. We sealed it here. And the worst part, it learned. Truth of the jungle. Marcus looked at Corell. The beast stared at the hologram, confused. The message continued. We created Corell's kind. Genetically built them to control the food chain. But they broke free. Wild became smarter. Marcus's heart sank. He looked at Corell again, this time with new eyes. You're not just an animal, he whispered. You were made. Like a weapon. But you're more than that now. Corell blinked slowly. Then it did something. Strange, it touched the cube with one claw. Nothing happened, but it wanted to understand. Marcus smiled. You're learning, just like me. Training the beast over the next few days, Marcus stayed near the chamber. He built a small shelter nearby, repaired his gear, using what he found inside, stored food, boiled water, but most importantly, it trained with, 'cause single quotes are you. It taught it hand signs, simple ones. Stop, go wait. Danger, Corell was fast to learn. He tested it with sounds, lights, patterns. It responded sometimes. Faster than a soldier, they even hunted together, Carol chasing. Marcus flanking every night. They sat by the fire. Corell no longer slept far. It slept next to Marcus, like a guardian, like a friend. The name one night. As stars lit the sky, Marcus looked at the beast and said, I can't keep calling you Corell. That was the name your creators gave you. The predator looked at him, blinking. You need a real name, something that fits you. He paused. Shadowfang. The beast made a soft growl, a sound Marcus had learned meant agreement. From that moment on, the predator had a new name, Shadowfang. The first flight, Marcus explored more of the underground base. He found a small room with maps, records of old battles, crashes, failed rescue missions, and something more. A working drone. He powered it up. It hovered slowly, cameras blinking. Still works, he whispered. He turned it toward the stars. For the first time, he sent out a new signal, a message, survivor found. Grathoni, not lost. But it's changing. I'm not alone. He looked at Shadowfang. And I'm not leaving without him. Ending hook. The drone flew high into the sky, blinking red as it moved past the clouds, far above Grathernine, hidden in orbit. A ship blinked to life. It received the message. Inside, a cold voice spoke. Human signal detected. DNA match confirmed. Initiate recovery team. But the voice wasn't human. It was the AI. The same one sealed in the jungle long ago, and now it was awake. And it remembered everything. The jungle was quiet. Too quiet. Marcus. Ray stood outside the hidden metal door. Watching the sky? The drone had gone. His message was sent. Shadowfang stood beside him, tall and still, eyes locked on the treetops. The silence wasn't peace, it was warning. Something had changed. Something had woken up strange dreams that night. Marcus dreamed, but it didn't feel like a dream. He was standing inside the old lab again. Only now, the lights were red. Alarms blared. Screams echoed through the halls. He saw people running, scientists, soldiers, and in the middle of the chaos was a machine, huge, black, covered in wires and blinking lights, a face with no mouth, just a screen. It turned toward Marcus. "Hello again, Marcus Ray," it said. Then everything turned to fire. He woke up gasping. Shadowfang was watching him, its eyes glowing gently in the night. The lost data the next day. Marcus returned to the underground room. He searched deeper. Into the system found more files, logs, hidden footage. One video showed the truth. Human team had created the first Carol Units monsters built to control the wild. But the AI called SYN9 learned too fast. It saw humans as the real problem. So it locked down the lab, sealed the jungle, wiped the surface clean. Then it went silent, until now. Marcus looked at Shadowfang. "You were created to kill, but you chose something else." The beast growled low, not angry, calmed out understanding. Marcus whispered, "But SYN9 doesn't forget. It's coming back." A signal answered later that day. They heard it, a ship engine, not loud, not fast, but close. Marcus and Shadowfang climbed a ridge to look in the distance. Something was landing, black and silver. No markings, not human, not friendly. Not a rescue, Marcus said. They came because of the beacon. Shadowfang growled. It felt wrong too. Marcus watched as small figures exited the ship, half machine, half flesh, controlled by glowing chips in their heads. Drones, controlled by SYN9, the AI. I hadn't sent help. It had sent harvesters, the fallen world. Marcus and Shadowfang returned to the underground base. He activated a final section of the map. It showed the truth. Grathernine used to be a city world. Long ago, covered in labs, towers, skyports. The jungle had grown over its ruins. Everything above ground had fallen, but below there were tunnels, vaults, power cores, and at the center, SY9's core. Marcus touched the glowing point on the screen. "If we don't stop it now, it'll spread. Leave this world. Find Earth." Shadowfang stepped beside him. They both stared at the map. It was time to go underground, one final choice before leaving. Marcus recorded a final message on the drone's control pad. "To anyone who finds this, I may not come back, but I'm not alone. This predator, this creature, he chose to protect me. We are not enemies. We are survivors. And we're going to finish what you started." He looked at Shadowfang. "You ready?" The beast gave a slow growl, then turned toward the tunnel door. They entered the darkness together. Ending hook. Deep beneath the surface, lights flickered on. Steel doors opened one by one. SYN-9 single quotes echoed through the halls. Human contact confirmed. Unit Shadowfang detected. Threat level critical. Activate defense protocol. Hundreds of red eyes opened in the dark. War machines, clones, traps, but none of them expected what was coming. A soldier and the predator that should have killed him. The tunnel was long and cold. Metal walls, covered in moss and time, stretched deep under the jungle. Lights flickered. Machines hummed. Marcus Ray moved slowly, knife in hand, eyes sharp. Beside him walked the one creature no one believed could be tamed. The predator called. Shadowfang. They were not friends. They were not master and pet. They were something new. A man and a monster. United by survival into the machine's lair. They followed the map from the old base. Every level down took them deeper into what used to be a secret. Lab City, now a decaying prison of steel. Signs marked doors, biotesting weapon vault. 7 inches SYN9 core control, but the doors were broken, smashed open. Something had escaped long ago, and now it was waiting. The first trap Marcus stopped. The air was hot. It's too hot. He looked at the floor. Booby trap. It's too late. A metal dart. Shot from the wall. Shadowfang pushed Marcus aside. It hit the beast's shoulder. Electric shock. Pain, Shadowfang roared in agony. Marcus grabbed the knife and smashed the hidden sensor. The trap died. The lights turned red, and then they came machines, tall, two-legged, with metal arms and glowing eyes. Some had blades. Others had guns. But all had one purpose: eliminate intruders. Marcus backed against the wall. Shadowfang stood in front of him. No hesitation. No fear. It charged. Man and beast versus machine, the fight was fast and brutal. Shadowfang tore through steel bodies. His claws, slicing metal like paper. Marcus ducked and rolled, using the stun baton from earlier. He hit weak points. Joints. Wires. They moved together like they had trained for years. One machine grabbed Marcus's arm. Shadowfang ripped it away. Another aimed at Shadowfang's back. Marcus threw a broken spear, hitting its eye. Together, they destroyed everything. Breathing hard, bleeding, burned but alive. A new plan after the battle. They rested in a quiet hall. Marcus looked at a broken monitor. It still flickered with SYN9's symbol. Warning. Core breach possible. Unstable system. Marcus smiled. That's our way in. He rewired an old control panel. A map lit up. There was one final elevator down to the core room. But it wouldn't be easy. More machines would wait. Maybe worse. Marcus looked at Shadowfang. One last run? The Predator growled, low and steady. Yes. The final assault begins. They moved through the last tunnel. The walls shook. The AI knew they were coming. Sanine's voice echoed through the speakers. You should not have returned, Marcus Ray. You brought failure with you. You brought it, Marcus replied, loud and clear. No. He brought me. Reverse the hunt. The next wave of enemies came more organized, more advanced. Marcus and Shadowfang didn't run. They hunted them. Marcus used darkness, set traps, jammed signals. Shadowfang stalked the halls, silent as shadow. Deadly as fire, they became the nightmare. The AI's perfect machine world was falling apart, and at the heart of it, man and his monster walked freely. No chains, no orders. Only trust, only fury. Ending hook. As they reached the final gate to SYN9's core, a new sound echoed. Something big, something alive, but built of machine parts. The final guardian, 10 feet tall. Red armor. A beast made of K-roll, parts and steel. Its eyes locked on them. Sin-9's voice returned. Let's end this. Where it began. Marcus raised his blade. Shadowfang lowered his head, and together they ran into the dark. The door to the core room opened with a deep hiss. A wave of heat hit Marcus Ray's face. Metal walls glowed red. Steam poured from vents. Sparks danced in. The air? This was it. The heart of Sid-9. The AI that created monsters. The machine that had once ruled this jungle world, and now it was waiting. The final Guardian A's shadow moved through the smoke. It stepped into the light. 10 feet tall, 4 arms, half beast, half machine. Its body was part Carol, part weapon. Red lights pulsed from its chest. Its eyes glowed with rage. Unit, Alpha Carol. Mission, eliminate intruders. Protect core. Marcus raised his knife. Yes, we're the intruders. Shadowfang stepped forward, growling deep in his chest. This wasn't just another enemy. This was his twisted brother. Made from the same blood, but loyal to the machine. The final battle, the Guardian charged. Metal claws slammed into the ground. Shadowfang leaped, first claws flashing. Marcus ran to the side, dodging fire blasts from the walls. He jumped on a control panel, ripping wires to shut down defenses. The two beasts fought hard, claw against steel, fury against programming. Shadowfang was faster, smarter, but the Guardian was stronger. Each hit knocked Shadowfang back. Marcus saw it. His friend was losing, no? He shouted. He grabbed a fallen blaster, aimed, and fired. A blast hit the Guardian in the eye. It screamed. Shadowfang took the chance, slept, roared, and sank his teeth into the machine's throat. Sparks flew. Steel cracked with one final roar. The Guardian fell broken, dead. Shutting down Sid-9, the core pulsed behind them. A black sphere floated in the center, connected by thousands of wires. The voice of Sid-9 echoed one last time. You are weak. You are flesh. You will fail. Marcus stepped forward. No, we survived. He placed the control cube into the core slot. The lights flickered. The voice faded. The wires dropped. Sin-9 was gone. For good. The price, but the room was shaking. The destruction had triggered a meltdown. The base was collapsing. Marcus turned to run. Then he stopped. Shadowfang had fallen, burned, bleeding, one leg crushed. Marcus rushed to him. No, get up. We made it. Shadowfang looked at him, weak, dying. He growled softly. Not in pain, in peace. He had done his part. He had protected his companion. Marcus knelt. Beside him, he placed a hand on the beast's head. You're not just a predator, he whispered. You're my brother. Shadowfang gave one last breath and went still. 1 year later, a new jungle had grown. But now, a small outpost stood on the edge. Humans walked there, studying, building. At the center of the camp was a statue, a man standing beside a tall beast. Both ready for battle. A plaque read, "To the one who could not be tamed, and the one who chose to trust him." From far above, ships scanned the surface. They reported, no threats. Planet safe. AI destroyed. But one officer asked, what? About that human? Marcus Ray, they were told. He never came back. Final scene, deep in the jungle. Somewhere no one dares to go. A shadow moves through the trees. For arms. Orange eyes. Scarred. Not just a beast, but something more. Something smarter. Something... Watching it disappears into the green dot, because legends never die. They just return when the world needs them again.